Yo, what's going on, everybody? Just let me switch the chart. Screen capture here. Alright, welcome to Eddie's Crypto Talk, where tonight we're going to talk about crypto. Pretty self-explanatory. Let me just get this guy reset. Alrighty then, so definitely check out the links in the description, join the Telegram, all that sort of fun stuff. Nobody signed up for Mexi, so we're moving on from that sponsorship, I guess. And we're just going to take a look at the markets today, take a look at Citadail, and just kind of cover what's been happening in the past little week or so since I've done a stream. Let me just grab the link and share it out. So there's been some turmoil. Last time we talked, it was Argentina kind of rugging the market there. And since that, we had the just most recent thing was the BYBIT hack. So yeah, a lot of negative news mixed with some positive stuff. There has been some positive news. There's been some positive news as well, but mostly we've been seeing negative news, and with crypto at least it's been kind of moving just sideways. We did have a little bit of a dump recently, but we also had this dump I wanted to show in the S&P 500. There was also this dump after it hit all-time highs. You know, we did make a significant move down on the Friday, yesterday. We can see that same move across the board in stocks. Correlated with the move up on the VIX. Tagging up around this 19 sort of range. I do remember mentioning that, you know, we didn't want to see this move back up. That we were just starting to move underneath that 14.87 level, which would have been nice staying under there. Either way, we'll see kind of what Monday brings with the VIX. Hopefully this is kind of the peak of the fear, and hopefully we see this continue back down to the downside. You know, something to look at, that we had come back on Nvidia from that massive dump and sort of made kind of a reclaim, filled that gap. And undetermined yet to see whether we continue pushing up on something like Nvidia. That's kind of the level to clear, the 140. But yeah, let's move on to crypto because that's what I think a lot of you are here for. I just wanted to kind of go over those couple macro indicators just so that we can talk about this a little bit better. Oh yeah, last one I wanted to show you was the dollar. This does look like it's dumping now, so yeah, I mean, I think personally what I'm seeing happen is there's a lot more fear than there should be, considering we still have this down leg to kind of get through, and the crypto market will pump on that down leg of USDT.D. So remember we talked about this, that this was kind of the, you know, sort of same as over here, but we just look for what happens next. Probably within the next few weeks. I would imagine within the next few weeks we should have some resolution here. Potentially even this week. And mostly I've been talking to you guys about a resolution higher. So BYBIT hack was kind of like a nothing burger, in my opinion. And we're in this very tight, high volume, high volatility range here. So personally, I think that we did not move much on the BYBIT news is actually sort of sign of bullishness. Like this was the BYBIT candle, 3%. That's not bad at all. So, like, I think we moved down about the same, or just a tiny bit more than stocks, which is, it's kind of crazy to think about it. Usually crypto makes bigger moves to the downside in comparison to stocks. So I think this trajectory is still good. Not much really to update until we kind of lose these levels or reclaim these levels. 100K, it's looking good. Under 93, it's looking not so good. So we're just kind of stuck in that range here. This is the one chart a lot of people are looking at based off the BYBIT news. This really didn't move much. Like, that's the BYBIT candle right there, 5%. That didn't move much. So he's potentially strong here. He's potentially strong here. But of course, we want to see it reclaim this 27.85 and kind of move its way up. Over 3K, sorry, over 3K is starting to look a lot better for Ethereum. Solana, of course, taking a bit of a beating, as we can see recently, creating some new lows to the recent lows we had since sort of June last year on Sol dominance. Sol BTC as well, breaking down out of this box range, not looking very good. You could say that we're just retesting this high here, but after so long in a range and then breaking down out of it, it's not looking great, right? So I just have to keep it real. This was super bullish. This is not looking as bullish, right? Just playing real. You know, potentially we could be just retesting this high before we move on. But just a lot of things affecting Solana recently. Where's our Solana chart? There's our chart. So not really good to see that this longer time frame structure is kind of getting broken. So yeah, like, we're really testing this longer time frame structure, but it's dangerous. You know, this is what we were looking to play out, but you just got to be careful with what's going on here. This again, it could be just a retest of this sort of structure. It could potentially push as low as 150 before it really moves up again. I mean, it's around the golden pocket, right? Like I said, 150 is a 786 retracement, so underneath that, I would be even more concerned. Oh, let me change this. There we go. So, this it's really telling. Alt season index down to 33. So, yeah. I mean, it's not looking great for alts, right? So, but we could see a pretty big rebound from here. This is exactly where it went parabolic from. So, I mean, there is a chance that we're kind of creating this parabola up, right? Connect those bottoms, going for one more big rip. But just something to keep an eye on again. But this is dangerous, right? We're in a dangerous spot with Solana. Excuse me. But it could start looking very good very fast with Solana as well. Just because of the size of its market cap and what it does with meme coins and altcoins on Solana. So, definitely cover some Citadail stuff here real quick. Let me just pop open the TG. So a couple things we have lined up on Citadel Hedge Fund. So NFTs released. So you can cop them on, just check out the Citadel page, this truffle.wtf project link, and that'll take you to the NFTs, which are going to give you basically OTC preferred pricing. So you're going to get a bit of a discount on the fees. I mean, for OTC, it's going to be for whales, so it's going to be a pretty significant discount from what I hear. Even a small percentage can make a big difference on big buys. Okay. And the next thing was, let's have a look here. So Cast, officially part of their program, you can get a 20% discount on any premium card, which I think the cheapest one's $100, so you get like $20 off. But it's really like a debit, or sorry, like a Visa card for your Solana pair tokens, or just Solana and USDC on Solana. I'm not 100% sure, but if you're interested, check it out. Use code Citadel for 20% discount. So that's pretty dope. It looks like we've also tagged a partnership with NFT NYC. Citadel's going to sponsor a store during that week. Anybody that's there, check it out. Citadel will have a COTC card holders only event as well. So if you do hold the NFT, you can get into this exclusive event. Pretty dope. This as well. DGen went out to the Solana Summit X Skyline demo day and demoed the OTC platform. As we can see, submitted as a speaker for NFT NYC, DGen himself. We have Spaces with Litecoin. I think you can still cop it. Play the recording here if you haven't. I mean, this guy's making connection, guy. Like, this is... people not positioned well enough on this, I'm telling you. What was this? Okay, so we got a community now as well. Citadail Hedge Fund. Come and join the community and keep up to date on the news. And then the absolute most recent one that was a couple days ago. We got a 4.62 Solana allocation from the printer party round sent to the DAO. So these guys are building. They're growing the ecosystem. They're building out the projects or the products on the project, and it doesn't really show in the chart. So you know what that means? That at some point this the chart's going to catch up to the narrative. Okay? I think when that happens, that's when we see this thing pop off crazy like fireworks. You're going to see this blast up to, you know, all-time highs, blow past those all-time highs into the 140 mil. You know, kind of 80 to 140 mil. That's the range I'm targeting. This thing could go as high as 226 mil. Is kind of the ceiling on the next move. But not the ceiling on the project, you know. I do foresee this in the billions during peak euphoria of this cycle, which, you know, I mean, a lot of people are debating, was Trump peak euphoria, all this sort of stuff. I really don't think so. Not that we're just started. So, like, that's another thing that, you know, some people are saying we're just getting started. In terms of gains, probably yes. We're just getting started because in that last sort of 10-20% of the cycle, some of the most intense percents of gains can be made. But that having been said, it's a shorter period of time than what the last 2 years has been. So I've been with you guys since last November. You know, we did really good throughout December, January, February, March even. Bit of a lull, and then we picked back up. So there's a chance it's kind of inverted forecast now. So we're seeing this, you know, sort of lull in the February, maybe even March. And then we should see a big resurgence. You know, I'm thinking we potentially even see some fireworks for this last week of February. To consolidate at the next sort of point in the market throughout a little bit of March. And then the FOMO will rise and continue into April to really start pushing and blasting price up into a bullish 420. That's honestly what I anticipated last year, was a bullish 420. If you guys were watching my videos, you would have seen that. My targets for Solana were based on 420. So I think this cycle's taking longer really to play out, is really what we're seeing. And that having been said, you could see this like take some time until the next major move actually occurs. And that's why we're seeing this kind of lull in something like Citadail. So in the long-winded talk that I just gave, I wanted to kind of mention that this reminds me of what GME felt like. Because we had this sort of run-up on GME in early February. So it was a little bit later. And then we had this mass consolidation for probably a few months, to which this one we're seeing is now at 45 days, so a month and a half. It's possible this could go for another little while. You know, down in sort of the lows here for another 15 days, maybe. So potentially these lows for another 15 days before we finally overcome this. Right? Sort of overcoming this maybe, you know, around here. This is kind of where I meant to draw. Making our way back up, making our way downtown, whatever you want to say. So, I mean, it probably will look something more like this. More muted. And once we overcome this recent sort of bottoming formation and then move out to see some, you know, real rejuvenation in this market, looking like a bigger sort of rounded out move to have this you know, April 20th sort of push target. It could happen sooner because, again, the first so this push from the lows here to the highs took about 20 days, right? I anticipate it's going to take maybe twice as long, maybe 3 times. It's going to have like a much slower and more methodical push back up instead of as parabolic, and it's going to hold those floors better as it moves up. You know, sort of like before it moves up, and these will be, you know, bull flag sort of on the way up, to create this kind of rounded perception. Now look, this is not financial advice, none of this show ever is, but on a risk to reward, this is looking like a great opportunity where it's at to actually grab a big bag of this to hold for the next move up. You know, which again, it's targeting up in these 90 to 140s. Not financial advice. Another one people are picking up very cheaply is the HF token, because again, you know, you can see the same sort of thing happening here. It's, you know, it's sort of made its final bottoms, and now it's starting to rotate back up. Right, making this nice rounded bottom and then continue its route up. this is the best risk reward you can get on these types of tokens. Again, they are really risky. Yeah, like some people aren't willing to risk this, but this isn't a meme coin. This is an ecosystem. I told you they're working. Like, they're doing things. Degen is cooking. You gotta let him cook. And anyways, if you guys want to check out his page, he's got all, you know, all the updates and stuff like that on here. You know, definitely keeps you up to date on the news and things like that. This was an interesting one. He says, looks like a reversal to me. And this is the smart money is buying or selling meme coins. And you can see the buys are starting to outweigh the sells. Looking like a turnaround. And again, not financial advice. Play with what you're willing to lose only. I personally, again, I have huge conviction in Citadel. And if you took this in some of my calls, which, you know, we're down here in this beginning dip, which you could have got it around the 400K mark, you're still up. So, you know, that's why, like, I know there's a lot of people crying. Every day I look at price is bad. Can the dev please do something? Well, the dev is doing something, okay, Linda? Listen, the dev is doing something. And as far as my magical box lines go, you know, where you can see where it's rejected, right on my magical box line. Once we push up through that, we're going to move up into this sort of, you know, 4 to 4.5 mil range. And then next leg will be up to the 7, you know, 7.7 mil range. And then eventually, you know, the next thing you know, it's going to be up in this 10x from here range. And that's where, you know, a lot of people are actually going to be getting involved again up here. Funny enough, when you could have honestly just like got a big bag down in the lows, and it would have been 1/10 what you had to invest up in here. So that's why I'm repping this, because this is a solid community, and you know, Degen's not gonna just drop this project. He's cooking. So this is the types of projects that are worth getting involved in, even when they are battered this low. Actually, especially when they're battered this low. Because this, yes, it did get mispriced to the upside, but now it's mispriced to the downside. And it has a lot to do with the rest of the market. And it has a lot to do with fear and people's emotions. Like, we look at the fear and greed index, right? There's no way that's accurate. There's no way this is accurate. Honestly, I don't believe this at all. It should be down here because people are scared as heck right now. Anyways, pick up some Citadel HF on these lows. It's gonna, even a couple $100 is gonna be really big in a few months time. So that having been said, I think I'm gonna tune out for tonight. I hope you all enjoy your weekend. I did want to do this, you know, this stream on 0222. That is a magic number in my books. So yeah, stay tuned in and keep on grinding, because at one point, you know, you'll make it. You just got to keep clicking. But yeah, that's it for Andy's Crypto Talk, and we'll catch you in the